Like, all right, Ichi's going through Kingohger withdrawal.
I kept checking the website. I kept waiting for Kingohger to come out, but it never came. Where's my Kingohger?
Man, now Ichi knows how.
Oh, go ahead, Gar.
I was just gonna say now Ichi knows how I feel when Godzilla -1 tickets didn't come out on sale.
You know what, Ichi? I have a compromise for you.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to talk about Kamen Rider Zane?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Kamen Rider Zane.
Well, I was gonna recommend taking and dumping Mother Maggie's shoes, but okay.
We can do both.
Cue the roll call.
Connect. Loading.
Broadcast.
Perfect.
Show running super savant.
Level up.
Bluecaster super Ichi.
Loud and online. Greycaster, Robolane.
Researcher of the Tokuverse, Ultracaster, Gar.
Casting, criticism, comedy, chaos.
Radio Sentai Castranger.
Welcome to Radio Sentai Castranger episode 461. It is episode Weavile. That's awesome because Weavile's awesome, and this is going to be an awesome episode. I cannot put into words how excited I am to finally talk about Kamen Rider Outsiders, you guys.
I thought for years that Sneasel and Weavile was a cat. I didn't realize it was a weasel.
Yeah.
It took me years to realize that.
It's a sickle weasel from mythology.
It looks like a cat. That was a cat.
Do you guys remember seeing Weavile's first appearance in the Lucario and the Mystery of Mew movie?
Yes.
You know, the last Pokemon movie to have the original voice cast. We had freaking Sean Schemmel as Lucario. That's right, we had Goku.
Don't remind me of that awful other form from the Hisuian game.
Anyways, Gar's back this week because last week he had a whopper of a headache, if you get what my drifts.
So what happened? Okay, so what happened the week prior? Very emotional stuff happened. So I was like, you know what? All right, fine. I'm gonna be on the next episode. We're talking about high school heroes. I'm super pumped. I love this show. Ooh, a Whopper candy. It hurt my jaw.
Oh.
Like, it didn't chip a tooth. It didn't hurt my teeth. My jaw was legit sore from the not a Whopper from Burger King.
I was also thinking the sandwich.
A Whopper,
Sad.
like the Whopper candies, because it was just Halloween.
Oh yeah.
And no, I did not go trick or treating.
No.
You think we're gonna believe that?
I mean, who else was the 6-foot Wookiee walking around getting candy? Or as my grandfather referred to him as, the giant gorilla.
Oh, you mean M1?
Shut. I do not look like him.
You look like him.
I do not look like him. So
Anyway.
we're here to talk. We're a bunch of whoppers.
Are we a Whopper, Junior, Double, Triple Whopper?
We're a Whopper value meal with large fries and a large Coke who get together every week to talk about Kamen Rider Super Sentai and a third thing.
Fuck all that. We're just going to talk about the third thing. Actually, in fact, we're talking about 5 things.
Well, technically it still
Five
falls
guys.
within Kamen Rider because it's an anthology series. Yeah, so I did not know until last weekend while I was looking for Kingohger Raw episodes that fucking Rider and Sentai was taking the week off. So because instead we got the fucking Legend first episode, and as if to insult me specifically, instead of Kingohger, we got the goddamn fake Dawn Brothers special.
Oh, Donburi?
Donburis.
Yay!
Yeah, I didn't know that a thing.
But I'm pretty happy that we got the Legend special because Kamen Rider Legend is fucking awesome.
Okay, so yeah, we're not going to go into detail about it yet, but I will say I'm completely turned around on it. I watched the Legend special.
Yeah,
I'm absolutely on board.
Yeah, no, he's fucking badass.
I still need to catch up on. Sorry, I still need to catch up on Gotchard. I know episode 10 is coming out, so I'll probably binge it during my vacation break in December.
There you go. Yeah.
That way, I'm fully caught up for January.
Gotcha.
I can't wait to get Legend's belt, his gun, and then I'm gonna like come over to Ichi's place, and we're just gonna spend the whole day just reading all the cards.
So, speaking of which, I bought more cards.
Of course you did.
I actually also kind of want to buy more cards now to go with my Legend
Phase
drivers,
2 comes out next week.
Yeah, just give me a. We'll figure out who wants to buy it, and then we'll buy it in a box.
I need X Fortress. I must have X Fortress.
If we pull a drive or a parallel drive card, I am dibs on that hardcore.
I still love the video idea where I'm just gonna have a bunch of rider cards, and like I'm just gonna be talking about. And I'm like, you know what? I need a co-host. I take a Vi stamp, stab myself, so it's just me. It's like, so are you gonna put him in the driver? The what? I bought all these cards and never bought the belt to go with it.
That sounds like a you move.
So yeah, we're here to talk. We're here to talk about Kamen Riders: The Destined Crossroads. I mean, Kamen Rider: The Absolute Conspiracy. I mean, Kamen Rider: Darkness Heals. I mean, fuck.
Kamen Rider Outsiders.
I didn't catch any of those references.
They're Ultraman references.
That explains that.
I'll say it right before we start talking about it, but we got a thing. We have some news.
Yeah.
Good news. True.
Which means it's time for
News mode.
Newsbound.
Oh my god, they fucking actually did it. They are actually releasing the giant Mofun.
Oh, this thing! Oh, I have something to fucking say about this thing. Oh my god.
It's adorable.
It's 124 centimeters tall. While sitting! While sitting!
It's a 4-foot Mofun.
So it's me sitting down.
So it's legit like a 1-to-1 scale giant Mofun that Rita, likes to cuddle when she wants to, when Rita wants to be by themselves. So, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the fucking price of this goddamn thing.
All right, actual retail prices.
So it is a premium Bandai web exclusive item. No shit. There's only going to be 300 of them in production. But it is selling, and I have it here because I saved it on the Tocollectibles fucking website. They are selling it before shipping for $2,094.
That is a fuck ton of markup considering the article I'm looking at listed at 119,000 yen, which is just about $1,200. That's a hell of a markup.
Yeah, $2,000 for a Mofu. Even the Hercules crown is like 1/4 the cost.
Buy both and put the crown on the Mofu.
And someone bought the Hercules crown.
Someone bought those. I can't fucking believe it. It was on screen for 5 seconds and has no significance.
Wait, I gotta check the Tocollectibles website to see if someone actually pre-ordered the Mofun.
Oh my god, I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
I wouldn't be surprised.
If it weren't so much, if I had the space,
no,
it could sit in the corner of my bed, and it can just stare at me while I sleep.
Oh, never mind. Now Tocollectibles has it up for $2,100.
Oh, okay. So they added the other $6.
Oh, but if you go on their payment plan, you only have to pay $526 a month.
You'll be indebted to them for the rest of your days.
Like, who the fuck would buy this?
And adding
300 people.
Information.
If this sells out, oh my god.
Guys, I kind of.
So this is and this is releasing in February. So someone needs to make a note that in February, like late February, early March, we need to start searching Twitter for photos of people who bought these.
You better get this hand delivered to you by Rita themselves for this much money.
Just the actor shows up to all 300 houses.
Yes, it has to be hand delivered by Rita. Rita Kaniska.
Let's see. So yeah, it's 124 centimeters tall, 90 centimeters in width, and 80 centimeters in depth. Wow.
I can't believe they're actually making the fucking one. Like, wait, we made a joke about this being premium Bandai Mofood. I'm pretty sure if you go back to any earlier Kingohger episode discussion, we made this joke that they were going to make this.
I love that this is one of the promotional pictures.
Just a horror zoom into its face.
And someone needs to make that an emoji for the Discord, like, right now.
Oh, we made a new emote recently.
For that price, it should. Oh, okay.
It's Jack. We're giving a thumbs up.
Oh, okay. For this price, it should have come with like voice lines that you play just by squeezing it, like by hugging it.
Yeah, because it's voiced by Neb.
Yep.
So why not?
Kotska Fortune.
Also, I watched the Mofu and Me specials.
Oh right, those are out.
Fucking scary.
I forgot those existed.
Fucking scary. It's like, I'm a traveler. I have a wife and kid.
What?
Mofu won't let me leave the village.
Yeah, well, yeah. So it's the Mofu and Friends is probably just like the show that's actually in.
No joke. Mofu's a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, most Yetis are.
Yeah. All right. Anyway,
Eddie.
we need to move on from that.
Oh my god.
We got a couple of news stories announcing some of the cast and guests for the upcoming Kamen Rider The Winter movie, Gotchard and Kingohger. And the first announcement is an actual VTuber.
Oh.
Shirakami Fubuki is an actual VTuber who will be voicing the Geats Kemi, so the little fox creature.
Oh.
You know what? Hot take. I don't like VTubers.
The only one I follow like is Lucy Fire.
Yeah, I only follow Fan TV. So.
Yeah, so that's that. And then also announced for the Geats v Next sequel. First off, apparently there's going to be a Queen Jamato, according to this promotional image.
That's cool. I like the design.
The character name is Hazuki, and she's being played by Arisa Matsunaga. She's a mutant Jamato and has a child with a human named Kiyoharu. Her boyfriend got shot while protecting her. She begins to go berserk.
Wait, all right. She was in the Zangetsu Gaiden movie.
No, that's a different one. Keigo Hagia, who is in Zangetsu Gaiden, is Aoto, a police officer who protects the city. So that's this guy.
Oh, okay.
He finds out Hazuki is a Jamato and tries to eliminate her. However, he is not just any police officer. All right. And then Masahiro Usui, who is in Go-Onger.
Name's going green.
Ah, okay. Oh yeah, I see it. As Kiyoharu, who is the child. Kiyoharu is the human who mates with the Queen Jamato and has the child. So that's all right.
Oh, that explains why Decker put in bold lettering he's a plant fucker.
He is a plant fucker. That's true.
So what is this, Kiva?
Kind of.
That's how fucking Walter became a thing, because Satoya fucking banged the
Queen of the Monsters.
Oh my god.
It's literally Kiva with it's vegan Kiva.
It's vegan Kiva.
Vega. Wait, no, that's
Veggie Kiva. There you go, it's Veggie Kiva.
All right.
Why are you sniffing my clothes?
The Visa Next is being written by series head writer Yuya Takahashi, directed by Koichi Sakamoto, surprising no one.
Oh, Decker's saying the Queen Jamato is a retool of Premium Baroba. Oh yeah, I see it.
I guess.
They had the
Well, she's
recycle it. They could.
She's dead. It's not like
trash. They had to recycle it.
all right. Yeah, so the film is coming out in theaters in spring and will be available Blu-ray DVD July of next year. Oh boy.
Hooray.
Next.
I swear the writing department's getting lazier and lazier with these names.
Yeah. Next.
Vison and X. Winter movie. Gotchard Geets.
Well, I don't know if that's the actual name of the movie. It's just the Visa Next for Kamen Rider Geets. But yeah, the winter movie that appears to be the name.
That movie.
Next, apparently they announced a high-spec version of the belt for the Seiken Sword Driver, which comes with the book holders.
Good for it.
Yeah, it's not the belt itself. It doesn't come with the sword or any books. It's just an adult version of the belt.
Yeah.
I heard the Sword Driver and a few of the gimmicks are getting a re-release.
Probably, but those are separate announcements from this.
Yeah, the Muteki and I think Elemental Dragon are getting re-releases.
Oh, Primitive Dragon.
Muteki is a gashet.
Oh, not the recolor sword.
Oh, cross saber.
Oh, cross saber.
Yeah, cross saber. I don't know why I thought Muteki. I just thought glitter.
Yeah.
Kamen Rider Saber metallic armor.
Yes.
I wouldn't mind Primitive Dragon just because that fucking standby chime is a banger.
I still have my Primitive Dragon and all my ride books. In fact, this week I went and bought more Wonder ride books. I bought Amazing Siren and Happy Lion Senki because I remember I realized Happy Lion Senki existed and I never got around to buying it. And I want Amazing Siren to complete my full 3 set of my personal Wonder combo, along with Ocean History and Peter Fantasista.
You're gonna have a full library of Wonder books on your hand.
Yeah, and I also told our boy Toku Dave, next time we see him, I'm getting another one of those library shelves.
Ooh.
You know what driver I've been really considering getting recently?
What?
The 01 driver.
It's a good one.
I kind of want to get one again, yeah.
I still have my Cyclone Riser.
So I was just thinking of it the other day. I'm like, you know what? I really like the progress keys. I like the.
You're great.
I was talking with a few people on the Discord while I was talking about Amazing Siren about how disappointing Arabiana Night was. I can't believe they retooled Primitive Dragon Suit for that. They could have easily just used Dragon Ignite.
Rest in peace, Primitive Dragon.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, Dragonic Knight was the best.
And they didn't even do a good job recoloring it, because like the big claw on the chest, they could have turned into like a crescent moon. What a waste.
Oh, I still thought it was a good spot suit regardless.
All right. Anyways, moving on. Speaking of Kiva, they've also announced the CSM Dark Kivat belt.
Complete with fully functioning Wake Up 3.
Destroy the world.
Destroy the world.
Yeah, this was teased at one of those convention shows before, but now they've officially announced the release of the CSM Dark Kiva belt.
It looks really good.
Yeah. Comes with all 6 vessels.
Comes with Kivat the second.
Let's see. It's got sound effect and BGM buttons.
So who's Kivat the first then?
I don't think we
ever met him.
I don't think we ever see Kivat the first.
Yeah, we've only met second, third, and then Walter.
The fourth was
the fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we had Arc Ray.
Arc and Ray were 2 separate ones.
Go to hell.
Yeah.
And I think the Kivat here is also voice recognition.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. Microphone for voice recognition. Recognizes specific words. Is on standby for voice recognition. Activates response corresponding to that word. Even if you say a different word, he can respond with a different line, giving you the feeling that you are having a conversation with him. That's cute.
You're just holding it.
Oh, and it's got voice lines with King, Atoya, and Taiga. That's great because they're all Dark Kiva users.
It has an accelerometer, so if you hold it and move it around, it does flying sounds.
That's awesome.
That's kind of awesome.
That's cool.
Man,
That's a cool belt.
They went all out for these Kiva belts.
As well they should.
It was a fantastic series. Yeah. Now I'm waiting. I'm going to be sitting here twiddling my thumbs waiting for a CSM Cigark, because Cigark, the DX Cigark belt was just not good.
Well, I mean, the renewal. I can't even say renewal. A figure of Kamen Rider Saga is finally happening.
I know, and it's gorgeous.
So possibly down the line, we're going to get the rest of the Kiva belts. Like, we're probably going to get one for Ixa.
Oh, imagine they made the fucking CSM of the weapons, like the Garu saber, the Basha Magnum, and the Dog Hammer.
Don't tempt me with that sword, man.
That'd be sick. I'd like the saber.
No lie, I have a tab on my browser open looking at eBay listings of CSM Ixa belt. I'm so tempted. I want it so bad.
Wait, they already did a CSM of the Ixa?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She was gonna get it like years ago.
Oh yeah, then we're definitely
Ixa was
gonna
the
get
first rider I ever decided was my favorite.
I love that his power up came from his mask.
Yep. It comes with the CSM one comes with the riser too, yeah.
Yeah, like his cell phone gun.
And unlike the DX one, you can switch it between 86 and 2008 voice modes.
Oh right, now I remember this from the prototype fossils or manufactured fossils. I guess it would be manufactured.
Yeah. Anyway, the Dark Kivat belt CSM is premium Bandai web exclusive, 27,500 yen, releasing in March. Pre-orders end November 19th. There will be a second batch of pre-orders from November 20th to January 21st, and that second batch is releasing in June, just in time for my birthday.
Elena, I'm gonna have to talk to you after the show.
All right, very, very cool. And that's about it for news.
All right.
I still remember the time when Ichi was like, my favorite show rider is Dark Kiva. I'm like, that doesn't count. He's like, yes, it does.
I mean, when it comes to Ixa, like save mode Ixa, so it's just cooler.
My favorite Ixa is a dead Ixa.
Whoa. I liked when what's his face was him, because he tensioned with his boot.
With the boot.
And it was,
Oh, Kengo?
yeah.
My favorite is Itoya.
Actually, no. Fucking Jiro is my favorite version of Ixa.
The angry henshin.
Who was it that chased Kengo around telling him how to transform? And he
Nago.
had like a bulletin board with him. Yeah.
There's Nago. He had a fucking like noisemaker thing, and he wore his own T-shirt with the numbers on it, and he had signs.
Exercise.
No, that wasn't even Exercise. Exercise is from the Hyper Battle video.
I know. I'm just saying, Exercise was fun.
Exercise is also in one of the songs that the CSM Ixa belt plays.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Someone made a fan edit of Kiva called Kamen Rider Ixa, where it's
they put it in chronological order. Yeah. That's how I should rewatch Kiva, in chronological order.
And then someone made like an all 80s version of Kiva where you just watch the 80s parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Kiva has recently gotten a re-release, or not re-release, a re-scrub with the Blu-ray rips.
Kiva is excellent, and if you haven't watched it, you are depriving yourself. Moving on.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I'm
going to save it for after Outsiders.
Okay.
Wait a minute. What's the bumper for Outsiders? Or are we just jumping straight into this?
No, it had a theme song. I put a bumper in. Cue the bumper! All right, before we get started, I would like to preface this discussion topic by letting everyone know what your homework before coming into this episode is/was. If you have not watched the totality of the following list of Kamen Rider series, you will not get the full experience from Kamen Rider Outsiders. Ryuki, Phase, Blade, Den-O, Decade. I'm including double O's and 4's in this list specifically because of Foundation X. Ghost, Drive, Exade, 01, Saber, and Revice. all of these Kamen Rider shows are required watching to understand the full breadth of the amazing anthology series that is Kamen Rider Outsiders.
Teacher.
Uh-huh.
Why Kamen Rider Ghost?
I'm so glad you asked.
Oh boy.
I'm genuinely so
curious.
I'm genuinely so glad you asked.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is not just a 5-part episode series, and I'm not talking about the cut chapters that are coming up next year in 2024. And I'm not even just talking about the 2 Kamen Rider Genmu's episodes that did notably precede this 5-episode series. No, the story goes back even farther, and you had to have really been paying attention to notice.
Boy.
One of the 2 Foundation X members in this special, I looked up their names. The skinny dude is named E. Cole, and the other dude, like the darker dude with the fuzzy hair, his name is Rando Joseph. And we've seen him before in character, in canon. He was one of the
in the X8 Ghosts.
No. Well, you're close. He was one of the dudes from the Spectre and Blades crossover. And you know, which makes him one of the remnants of Danton, the villain from the Spectre movie.
Okay.
Which means to fully understand this guy in his new role as a member of Foundation X, you had to have watched Kamen Rider Ghost, the Spectre movie, the Saber Ghost special, and the Spectre Blade special.
This is just starting to sound like the map from like Pepe Sylvia.
I did my fucking homework on this one.
Oh no, Ichi. You also included Double. You went full on detective with this.
I included Double O's and Forzae purely because those were the shows when Foundation X were at its peak activity. So you really get an idea of who they are if you've watched those shows.
And now I'm just curious. No, I'll let you finish.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I'm just thinking. Like now, I'm just curious to know, like how far ahead were they thinking of this?
I don't know if I'd
say this right.
I don't know if I'd say this was planned ahead. More like someone who's watched all of these shows went, what story can we make composited from what's left of these shows? This feels like the Kamen Rider answer to Super Sentai Psycho Stars, that 4-episode special that aired before Ryusoulger.
That was also directed by Koichi Sakamoto. Holy shit. So yeah, so to me, this is before even watching all of it, just seeing the visuals as it came out and such. Kamen Rider Outsiders to me felt like Toei's answer to the Ultra Galaxy Fight series. Where that's where Tsuburaya has all of their ultra heroes together fighting like this common evil. Pun not intended. The difference here, though, is that you get a bit more of the emotional standpoint because you actually see the characters themselves. It's not, oh, look, there's Kamen Rider Kenzan, and it's just the suit.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I like about this. This isn't just like an anniversary special or one of those movies where all of the riders show up at the end and stand in a line and do their Hisatsu and then leave. This is an actual anthology series that if you haven't watched these shows, you're not going to fully understand what's going on here. You won't fully understand the emotional depth of these characters, their histories, how they relate to each other, where they've been since their shows happened. And that's why I really, really love Outsiders, because it's a reward for people like me who spent the time and put in the hours to watch all of these shows.
You know what this is? It's a giant apology for Zio.
You know what? I didn't think about that, but that is how it feels.
Zio, we didn't really care. Hey, look, here's Agito. Hey, look, here's Blade. Ghost, you barely even get to be in this thing. What? This, hey, here are actual characters, and here are their stories.
Here's the thing, though. This feels like if watching a show had a difficulty level, Outsiders is hard level. As I went through each of these episodes, I had to like really fucking pay attention because who you're supposed to be rooting for literally changes by the episode. It's difficult at a lot of points of this to tell who's the good guys and who are the bad guys. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm just like, I'm sitting here watching this whole thing, and legit they're like, oh, Zane's whole like thing is he wants to like, you know, like protect humanity or something like that, and I'm just sitting here going, yeah, right.
Because like
I'm not believing it for a second.
The first time we ever got mention of Zane was back in the Genmu special, where they said that he was going to eradicate malice, but I think they also mentioned he was going to like grow too powerful and then eradicate humanity. And yeah, Jerry puts it a good way too. This feels like Kamen Rider's answer to Suicide Squad.
I was really hoping the bumper was just going to be Harley Quinn. It's bad. We're the bad guys. It's what we do.
But like, you have to really pay attention because there's good writers and bad writers on both sides, and I had to really focus on like, okay, this writer works for Zane and this writer works for the Outsiders, and like shit changed as it went, and I had to like really focus as I was watching it. But it feels like if you're able to follow the plot of this, that's the reward for putting in the hours and really paying attention to this. So I was just gonna say I feel an immense amount of satisfaction having watched these, and I can't wait to see the rest of it next year.
Hell yeah.
So should we explain why it's called Outsiders?
Yeah, so the idea is that the Outsiders in question are a bunch of evil / formerly evil riders and warriors, I guess, that Foundation X is reviving to combat Zane, which we'll get into this bit by bit because it's kind of a slow burn with this plot. So let's get into it episode by episode. So there is episode 0 and then 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it's a 5-episode special that starts with episode 0, and that's after the 2 Genmu's specials.
Wait, are we counting the present special as one part or 2 parts?
The Genmu special was a 2-parter.
Okay, then we also need to include the thousand brain thing.
Sorry, the what?
Well, if you think of it this way, it starts with the Fowler versus Genmu special.
That's one of the 2. That's one of the 2 Genmu's specials.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so we are counting the 2 of them as one part.
Well, they were 2 separate episodes.
Yeah,
but
then...
it's like I know what Gar's trying to say. He means like those 2 is a self-contained arc in itself.
Yeah, there was the one where Genmu first gets revived as a human gear and fights Cronus, and then there was the other one where with Arc Thouser.
Yeah.
Yeah. So episode 0 of what is initially shown as another episode of the Genmu special, but then as we see in the end of the episode 0, it changes to Outsiders, and I love that transition. Yeah, so we start with Guy and Rin, and they're talking about Zane, and that's when they start mentioning that Zane is going to destroy humanity because of its warped sense of virtue. And Arc starts possessing Rin and then possesses Horobi throughout the special, so where Arc stands on this is kind of back and forth, I think. But I just love that we cut to Dan in Genmu Muso Corps, which is a separate company from Genmu Corps, because Nico and Sakuru are managing actual Genmu Corporation, while Dan, revived as a human gear, started his own company, Genmu Muso Corps. And we just see him like using the luck bending power of the new gadget he made, Genmu Muso, to win a bunch of lottery scratcher tickets.
It's a
Oh my
company
God.
where I always win. This isn't heaven. This is hell.
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing about the Genmu Muso Gashit is he's the like main protagonist in this game who his only ending to his story is he gets all the glory.
He
just lives a glorified life.
It's a game where he always wins, no matter what it is.
Yeah, so I like to. I love that Dan always finds a way to one up himself. It's great. That one up. That's a game.
Even in death, Dan Croto still finds a way to fucking torment me.
He's back in human gear form. And
I know even if I destroyed the human gear, he'll still find a way back.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. As we see with all the different robotic AI entities, no matter how many times you destroy their bodies, they can keep coming back.
He's gonna come back as a Kemi card next.
For all I know, we're gonna kill Dan Croto again, and he's gonna come back as a talking sword.
Oh God, Decker, can you just take a picture of like Springtrap from the FNAF movie, but put Dan's face over him and just with the quote, "I'll always come back."
Oh God. Coming up the continue pipe.
Yep.
And so we.
I don't.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I couldn't remember, but his battery was going low.
They did that
in the first special. I'm like, what's that thing?
They did that bit a second time in this episode. Yeah. Juden! He just runs around a park looking for a plug, and I'm like, I see not all of your brains survived the transfer.
Yeah, robots need to charge.
Yeah.
What you thought using your gadget, the tree would magically spawn the USB port?
Well, no, the thing is, before that even happens, the reason he just fucking bails out of his office is because Smart Queen comes in the door. I'm so sad it wasn't an actual smart lady, but it turns out that wasn't actually Mari, because he runs into actual Mari later while he was recharging. But Smart Queen from Smart Brain now has just decided to look like Mari.
Could you just imagine in the Fies movie, Mari walks off and like just ends up in the park?
I'm kind of wondering if anything we're hearing here about Smart Brain and the Arc Orphanok might play a part in the upcoming Fies movie.
Especially with all the new technology.
Yeah.
Oh, and think of it, Kaisa's gonna be in the new Fies project.
Yep.
Maybe he's brought back through Foundation X.
Could be, I don't know. But so we get this battle between Dan and Smart Queen, and I love that she's like, "Behold the amazing technology of Smart Brain," as she transforms with a camcorder and walkie-talkie from 2003.
Well, because Delta technically is the most powerful of the three riders from Fies, so
I don't care. I'm just happy we got Kamen Rider Delta, and the best part is Delta's suit is actually fully intact.
I know,
yeah, because they never use it.
Yeah, I love Delta's design. It's great.
And then she immediately
where's that renewal?
Immediately gets dusted when we discover that Genmu Muso. I don't remember if we used it before, but we see that Genmu Muso can pause like Cronus does.
I want to say he did do that.
Did he do that in the fight with Arc Thouser? I don't remember. I haven't rewatched that one.
I want to say he did, but you know what? Don't quote me on it.
The Discord says he did.
According to people, he did. All right. Thank you,
but,
fandom.
Before that fight happens, we see that, or rather, actual Mari, who shows up and plugs Dan in, tells him that the Arc Orphanok, with its ability to see into the future, is the first one who detected the existence of Zane, this AI. Yeah. And I like how the Arc Orphanok is included in the list of like the Kamen Rider Outsiders, even though it's not a Kamen Rider. And that's not the only. And that's not the only one in the list that isn't a Kamen Rider. We'll get to that in a bit.
So that is the same Arc Orphanok from the end of the Fies show, right?
I mean, I'm pretty sure the actual Arc Orphanok died, so
No, I remember he was in like some sort of tube thing or something. Like something was
Yeah, and then fucking Fi's rider kicked him to death.
Thanks, Kiva.
Then again, this is an anthology sort of series, so maybe this is like the Arc Orphanok from a different timeline.
Also, again, that
Kargi is saying the original Arc Orphanok didn't die.
Okay, yeah. I should have rewatched the end of Fi's.
Yeah. Also, yeah, that Arc Orphanok suit still holds up as well.
Oh, it's great design.
It's hard to not hold up when you have literally no color.
Yeah.
Fair.
That's the thing. Like, Fi's is great, but I don't like the Orphanok suits.
Because we're definitely gonna get into it in the next episode.
Yeah,
about suits. Ugh.
But yeah, so Guy and Rin show up to stop the fight and tries to unite everyone against Zane, and everyone just goes no and leaves. And that's when we get our first shot of Rando Joseph talking about uniting evil forbidden riders. And that's the first mention of Project Outsiders, and the logo of Genmu's changes to Kamen Rider Outsiders, and we get the first playing of the theme song by MCAT.
MCAT? Do we know them from somewhere?
Yeah, they did the Fi's Battle theme, People with No Name.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. They identify as theme. Okay.
MC-18.
All right. So, episode quote-unquote number 1 is the Oja episode.
Oh, I enjoyed this episode.
Because, we just had Oja back from the Geats Revice movie.
Yeah. We just kept him for one extra day.
I liked this episode a lot because I like it. I like it. So apparently, the world that this Oja's in is in the canon ending from the show, where that's the fight never happened. My
favorite thing about this is that it establishes which of the 4 Ryuki endings are in fact canon, and it's the one from the show where they reset the battle at the end.
So Oja's still Asakura is still a criminal, but apparently he's not a killer.
He's not like a savage murderer as he was in the original. He's just taking shady jobs for a politician who is also his brother's boss.
And also happens to be Scissors, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's even a shittier Scissors than the original Scissors because he didn't even get to fucking it and transform. Nope. And I was like, what a piece of shit you are.
He had the same.
Nira?
No. He had the same feel as Nira, but I don't know if that was the same actual actor. Let me look him up.
I was watching clips of Drive with out of context or something like that, and they showed Nira, and it was just him trying to intimidate Shinosuke. He's going he just makes dog noises the whole time. What the fuck? That character was so fun.
So you guys probably know which episode is my personal favorite.
Nira was played by Kisuke Ida, and Nezuchuta in this was played by Masanobu Sakata. So no, different guy.
Was the Oja episode guy?
No.
Oh.
I mean, yes, but also no.
I love that while Odin is explaining about what happened at the end of the show, we flash back to the absolutely awfully lit 2003 footage.
Oh, freaking I see Odin, I'm like, oh sweet, it's Odin. It's like, your voice sounds weird. What's wrong with your voice? Something feels off with your voice.
Yeah, 20 years of aging.
Not the same actor. And you can see a bit of the deterioration starting to happen with the Odin suit, which it's rip. But nothing as much as I respect that they got the original actors back.
Oh yeah. Asakura, his actor aged well, I will say.
Kamen Rider Oja suit actor should not
do
the Oja suit anymore.
Oh well, yeah, we saw it during the Geats Revice movie.
Yeah, Kamen Rider Fat Oja.
I was like, oh man.
like no disrespect, he's done a lot. He was Kamen Rider Black. He was the original Oja. He recently was Kamen Rider Buster and Oshi Black from Q Ranger.
Oh yeah.
From the last two examples, you can see how the designers went with his physique now of like, he's a bulkier guy, so we gotta make it so that the suits work with him.
But it doesn't help when Asakura's actor is like tall and lanky as shit.
Yeah.
Like you see him de-henshin and like he gains like a foot and then he's just lankier and I'm like, huh.
It's a weird version of the Justin effect.
It's distracting.
Yeah.
So
fuck. Kamen Rider Horobi's in the following episode, and he's not played by Seiji Nakaiwa. So what's wrong with just getting another suit actor?
I'm sad.
No
wonder Horobi lost in this whole fucking special because he wasn't suit acted by Seiji Nakaiwa.
So yeah, anyway, the bit with the basic plot of this episode is that Asakura is working for this politician who hires him to rob a bank, and then he double crosses him, saying, "Well, I'm going for a national office, so I need to call the shitty people that I work with. So go ahead and get arrested, and if you do anything to me or squeal to the cops, I'm gonna make your brother's life a fucking living hell. So bye."
Yeah. So I'm sitting here. I was like, did Oja had a brother?
Oh yeah.
And then when he's getting his memories back of like his past life.
I killed him.
It shows him with his brother, and then he killed him, and I was like, "Oh, cool!" And then it proceeded to show when he killed Guy and when he killed Emperor, and I was like, "Man, Oja was savage."
Honestly, Lane, I'm in the same boat with you. It's like, oh, I didn't know he had a brother. Oh, right. Wait, no, I don't even remember that.
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna say this about Outsiders as a whole. It makes me want to go back and rewatch these shows again.
Right? Like I was saying, I wanted to rewatch Fies.
I want to rewatch Blade.
It was really weird though. Like I liked this like new version of Asakura because it was like, oh, he's still kind of like a piece of shit, but like he's got like a sense of honor about him and stuff. And then he just immediately 180s when he gets that fucking advent deck, and I was just like,
because he got his memories back of being a murderer.
I was like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, I don't give a fuck.
And then proceeds to kill Scissors, fucking like stabs him in the throat
with the shard of glass. That was brutal for Kamen Rider
from the mirror, and I was like, holy shit. So that shit happens. He turns into Oja. Decide like, I guess there's only like 3 other Ryuki riders left. Thank you. That's so good, Decker. Thank you.
I'm kind of upset a little bit. Like I'm gonna go belt mechanics for a second here. He didn't have to like reestablish the contract with Venosnaker again. He just had him.
Yep.
And then he goes into the mirror and fights Zolda, Guy, and Raya and murders them. And I'm sad that even though he did get his memories back, there was 0 comments about Zolda. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously it's not the same Kitaoka, obviously, but like even a little passing mention of like, you're not Kitaoka. That would have been a nice nod to Kevin.
At the seams. Oh, by the way, if you want to go see Oja be a hero, go check out Dogenger season 4.
Yeah, what the fuck? That's an awesome suit. Holy shit.
That's pretty cool.
That's Asakura?
Yeah, apparently he turns into this thing known as Dogenger's Metropolis.
Oh,
that's the name of the suit is Metropolis?
No, that's the name of the season.
Oh, okay. I don't think I could accept Asakura's actor as a good guy.
No,
you should have seen him.
I'm down for that.
Also, just an announcement to the fans. Yes, we will be getting to know Gingers next year.
Cool.
So yeah, Oja.
Changeron, is that his name?
Okay.
No. Changeron is, funny enough, a previous role that Asakura did where he was a hero.
Oh.
Wow.
So yeah,
That was done by Sega.
Oja murders the other riders. Oh, I also want to mention there was a really nice moment where I have no idea why it was there, but right before he henshins, he picks up his old snakeskin jacket, which was just there.
Yeah, I don't care. Love it.
Just right. We talked
takes his jacket off.
Yep.
Mine.
I liked his other look he had before,
Where he looked like a hobo.
Yeah, it's him. But anyway, so he proceeds to decide to fight Odin because he's like, "Oh, you are the final rider."
Yeah,
he's like, "Okay."
I guess there were only 4 or 5 riders in this version of the battle, so he just murders everyone else and then fights Odin.
And
Ryuki was very shitty in this version.
He's already dead before Asakura steps in.
So he proceeds to beat the shit out of Odin, and then I guess Odin drops the survive card. So Oja picks it up, and we get Oja's survive form.
Hooray!
That's pretty cool. That's pretty badass. That was really fucking cool.
Yeah.
See, I think with this suit, it sort of helps with the suit actor's, physique now. They made it broader.
Yeah, that form having more armor and being wider in general definitely mitigated some of the weirdness of Oja.
The helmet's cool too.
You know what? I'm just gonna say Oja looks pregnant.
It's Gregnant.
He's pregnant.
Well, he put on okay, guys, you gotta forgive me. He put on a little bit murder weight. Okay,
murder weight. The murder adds 10 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Only people who've watched Ryuki will pick up on this, but I love that Odin tried to pull that shit he did with Ryuki in the middle of the show where he tried to teleport behind him and attack him. Oja doesn't fall for that shit.
No.
I'm not gonna reverse time here, bitch.
Oh, Oja's the type of person where he's always keeping his an eye on his backside.
Yeah, it's the weight of his crimes.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
I'm also I understand why, but I'm a little sad that his powered up visor is just a fucking reskin of the drag visor's Y.
Yeah.
You know what? Production bits.
We spent the budget on the suit. We didn't have, and the fucking Venosnaker upgrade. We didn't have time to also give him a new weapon.
Which I swear is a retool of a Knight's.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Also, let it sink in. We have a flying snake now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so Oja stabs Oja stabs the shit out of Odin and breaks out of Mirror World. And I don't know if it's clear or not, but is Mirror World now destroyed? I don't know.
No, it's frozen again.
Yeah. And that's when Dien shows up and steals the Odin deck because it has the power to grant wishes.
Yeah.
And then tells Oja that, if you want a stronger battle, you should go find Zane and kill him.
And it makes sense that the deck has the ability to grant wishes because that's what you get when you win the rider battle is you get your wish granted.
Yeah, so
I guess the end is the only rider that doesn't actually show up as himself in this.
Yeah, it's just a voiceover. But this is where
it is the CODN though. So
this is where we start seeing how they're assembling these evil Kamen Riders against Zane, because Dien points him at Zane, giving him no actual practical information. But we find out that the reason that the Mirror World started up at all was because Foundation X took data from the Ejima lab from Seimin University, which I believe is the university from Ryuki. And restored the frozen Mirror World, and that's why the battle started happening again. So it's good that they have such a respect for the canon to explain. It's not the rider battle, the Mirror World battle's back, and it was always happening. It's no, it was canceled because of what happened at the end of the show, and someone specifically did a thing to bring it back. This feels like an absolute nod to people like me who love piecing the lore together.
I just find it weird that Dien gives the Odin belt or the Odin deck to
Foundation X.
One of the to Foundation X. They shove it into this little like V buckle of theirs, which reminds me, I now can financially buy a CSM V buckle. But using Odin's powers, they resurrect the next character of.
They resurrect Disaster. And here's where I start having a few questions. Number one, one of them specifically says transaction complete, but what the fuck did DN get out of that? They never show what his reward for doing all this and handing over the deck was.
Not dying.
You know what? That sounds like a fair deal.
Yeah.
I mean, especially since later on we see Zane.
It's pronounced just like the Power Rangers in space character. Zane.
Thank you. Fucking calling him soup.
Call him zucchini.
But like my second question at the end of this episode was, Foundation X specifically says that they're reviving evil Kamen Riders, and they choose to revive Disaster. Was it because he was Falcon that one time?
It's because it was the only actor who could come back. Because it was a voice actor.
Because like Disaster is not a Kamen Rider, he's just a monster.
Oh, could you imagine like in an alternate universe it was Negadeno?
Oh man, but I have to say it was nice to see Disaster, but you know who I wasn't fucking happy to see again?
Ren.
Fucking Tenzon, motherfucking Ren, you piece of shit.
Still eating ramen and doing fuck all else.
Still eating ramen, still moping around doing absolutely nothing.
In fact, that's the whole point of his story in this episode.
He's the worst Saber character ever. And then and what's the worst part is they keep trying to fucking be like, hey, remember this fucking awesome epic emotional fight that him and Disaster had in the Saber? And I was like, yeah, sure, but it wasn't relevant to the plot and we didn't give a shit.
What if we tried it? What if we did it again? Because that's all either of these characters have going in their lives.
The only development these two characters get is, oh, we like fighting each other. Okay, let's get stronger so we can beat the shit out of each other again. That's the only development they get. Eternal rivals.
Before Disaster even shows up again, Ren starts developing serious mental issues because we get the appearance of what I can only refer to as Shadow Ren.
Oh, he's crazy.
Giving him an absolute mental shit kicking of a guilt trip, going, why are you even still training if the world is at peace? What is the point of being the strongest anymore?
I see the sad and emo version of Ren, and I'm just like, hey, get that shit out of here. That was Revice's thing.
Yeah.
And
that's his demon.
I feel like this brutally honest review of Ren and Disaster as characters perfectly crystallizes why I'm not a fan of Dragon Ball. People just get strong because they want to get strong, and then it happens to work out that there's a reason for them to use their power, but outside of that, they have nothing else going on.
You tried using the spirit bomb on me, it didn't work. You tried using it on Frieza, it didn't work. You didn't even try it on Cell. Well, yeah, because I knew it wouldn't work.
So yeah, Horobi shows up chasing down some mooks, and we discover that he's, despite being a formerly evil Kamen Rider, he's not with the Outsiders. He was revived by Foundation X like the others, but he betrayed them and started working for Zane. And I had to really focus to keep track of who was working for who.
Who are you with? Zane. Who are you with? Outsiders. Who are you with? Shocker. Ah, shit. We resurrected Shocker Rider by accident. You know what? I know who I want. I know who I want back. I want Kamen Rider Songo to come back.
Oh.
Who are you with? Tenguchi Taku.
God damn it. Yeah, so Horobi shows up, tries to get Ren to help, but of course Ren is too up his own ass.
Yep. Doesn't care. I don't care.
So they start talking about how Project Outsiders is supposed to stop Zane because Zane is going to destroy humanity. And this was the exact part where I start realizing, wait, who am I rooting for? Who are the good guys? Is Zane supposed to eradicate evil, making them the good guy in this exchange? Or is Zane going to destroy humanity, which means the Outsiders are the good guys, even though they are entirely comprised of villains? You know what I mean? It was hard to keep track of.
Who's your favorite rider? Just like him.
Drive.
But I think it is just one of those things of like, you're not really supposed to be rooting for anyone. You're just supposed to be happy to see all these characters back.
Yeah,
kind of.
Like deep down in the end, this special is just go. All right, how many Kamen Rider veteran actors can we just get clumped into one thing?
I want to give this series a benefit of the doubt. As we were saying at the start, this is not just a how many guest stars can we get on screen at once. This is an actual anthology series. And like I said, it rewards you for having watched all these shows, knowing all these characters, and remembering all their stories.
Yeah. I will say we did get Kamen Rider Disaster, and that was pretty cool.
That came out of fucking nowhere because Disaster had a fucking morale boost moment trying to defend Ren so that he can later kill him.
I shall stop you from going to heaven, so I can send you straight to hell myself.
I will say, I was actually super impressed by the fact that Kamen Rider Disaster actually got a proper, like, saber, like, CGI stock henshin.
I like his Wonder Ride book because it's about like a ninja who kind of like who's like evil, but he decides to like become good.
So yeah, his ride book is Gaikotsu Ninja Den, which is like skeleton ninja story, and his sword, his seiken, is Kokuranken Shikoku, and I think we can say that like its element is undead, because we already have a sword of darkness. Cool. So this one is like the sword of undeath.
Is his helmet supposed to be a retool, or his suit supposed to be like a retool?
I think the shoulders are a retool of something. I just can't remember what they are.
Most of the suit feels pretty original, but I do think the shoulders are from something. The ride book is a reskin of Dragon Ignite. The arms are from the Ninja Player? Okay. That makes sense. But everything else is new.
That helmet is nice. I like the helmet a lot.
It does look like a Saber Rider. They got the fucking sword horn. He has an actual sword driver. The loose pants are different, but I kind of like them.
Well, yeah, he's a ninja, so ninjas have loose clothing, so makes sense. Yeah, that's a cool sword. I like it.
So we get a fight between Kamen Rider Disaster and yes, I am also as much as impressed I am with the suit and the henshin and the sword and the ride book and everything's new and cool. It had to be Kamen Rider Disaster. It had to be his own name.
Yeah, that's a cool name.
At least if they'd made it Kamen Rider Disaster or something like that, that would have been different enough. Like, it shouldn't the name of every Saber Rider be the name of a kind of sword? Wasn't that the point?
Oh yeah, that's what Horby was saying that to him, or like Ark was saying that to Ren. He's like, "Oh, you will meet Disaster," and then he's like, "Oh, that's what they meant. He'll meet Disaster."
They misread it. It's like, "You will meet Disaster," and then things will happen. They were stuttering. But yeah, we get a very cool fight between Kamen Rider Disaster and Arc Zero, who's taken over Horby. And then after he does Calamity Strike for his Isatsugiri, which was very cool, we get another cameo. Saiba Nico shows up and shields Horby, which means she's also working under Zane.
Yay, Nico! I missed her.
Yeah, it's been a few years, but she's like
any of the other riders back.
I mean, it makes sense for her to be here because like she's now in charge of an actual Genmu Corporation, or rather, she's one of the major shareholders.
Yeah, she's gonna be like 20 by now, because I think she was like 16, 17 when she did X-Aid.
Yeah, and this was where they first mentioned bringing back Kamen Rider Chronicle, and I'm like, oh no.
No, you do not want to open that bag of worms again.
But Tachibana does, which we're going to get into shortly.
Oh, yeah.
So that's episode 2. Episode 3 is where shit really starts to pop off. So this is where, because it's been a few months between episodes, we have Arc talking to Horby, basically doing a recap about how Foundation X is leading the Megiddo, the Orphanok, and all of the revived Forbidden Riders against Zane as the Kamen Rider Outsiders. So Arc is basically warning Horby about them while Horby is working under Zane. And in this episode, we discover that there's a few more people involved working under Zane. Nico gets stopped outside of her own company by George Karizaki and a bunch of officers.
Oh my god! I heard that English he speaks, and I was like, no fucking way. I sat up and I saw it, and I was like, George, my boy.
I did not expect to see George here, and this was the part where I was really like, are we sure Zane's the bad guy if George is on their side?
Yeah, like
something's wrong here.
George is up to something.
And then we find out he's the one who fucking made the Zane driver.
He fucking did. It's George.
I mean, I shouldn't be surprised, but this is where I'm like, are they the bad guys or are they good? This is getting confusing.
Are we the baddies?
But George is here. So
yeah.
It's all fine. Yeah. So anyways, we apparently board's a thing again.
Yeah, Tachibana, Kamen Rider Garen, is now leading board, which I guess they revived at some point. Is that the actual board building from Blade? I think it is.
Maybe, because wasn't that in the Blade movie? Was that Tachibana took over board?
It's been so long since I watched that. Add that to the list of. Canon, right? I gotta rewatch that shit. I don't know if it was different canon.
Yeah, I think Blade was an alternate reality.
Yeah, Missing Ace was an alternate reality because
it had to have been, because if it wasn't, there would have been some mention of Glaive. There would have been some mention of Glaive, Lark, and Lance when Blade showed up in Zeo.
What was Blade's character name again?
Kenzaki.
Kenzaki. Yeah, Kenzaki. He sealed away Chalice.
Yeah.
In the movie, and that's what led to everything fucking up.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like, because I think in Blade, Board just sort of vanished in
literally episode 1. Board was destroyed, so Kenzaki and Kotaro and they're
living in that abandoned mansion that was owned by the milk guy.
It's not an abandoned mansion. It was the house that Kotaro was living in that was left to him by his family.
Oh yeah. Well, whatever.
But yeah, they basically appropriate all of Board's undead detection technology and operate out of Kotaro's house for the majority of the show.
I still love 2 things of Blade. One, Seiji Kaiwa mentioned it's his least favorite rider because of just how boring he was as a character.
Yep.
Kenzaki did little else but yell and run and swing a sword.
And 2, my favorite scene of all time in Blade. Kenzaki, where's the belt? Oh, don't worry, it's right here. No, the other one. Oh, don't worry, I got that one too. The other one. Oh god, where is it?
And then fucking Mutsuki chucks it into the ocean, walks away all epically, and then it just appears again in front of him, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
Blade is good, and I'm so happy that little Karibo will be watching it soon.
So, anyways, they Tachibana talks to Nico about, okay, here's what we're doing to for Zane's belt driver or whatever like that. And he's like, we designed these cards to based off all the borrowed powers from all the Kamen Riders who participated, and we're gonna give them these cards to use as a power. And I'm just looking at them and I just went, those are just Decades cards
with zero mention of Decade.
You're full of shit.
The thing that starts to get fuzzy is they say several times throughout this and the next episode that the Kamen Riders lent them their powers, but that's never really fully explained. Like, did the riders have to give up their powers for them to be put into this card form?
It's in a Gotchard situation.
Or are these just like copies of their powers? Maybe these are actual Decades cards that they took from Decade? But that
Decade is dead.
Like, Decade is not dead right now, so
that's true. They could have just stolen the Decade's cards after Complete 21 form was murdered.
Tien just shows up near Tsukasa's body. Ooh, he's Ride Booker. He's got all his cards in here. I'll take that.
Yoink!
It wouldn't be the first time. It wouldn't be the first time Tien stole fucking Decade's cards.
Also, keep in mind, Tien also has a Final Form ride card for Decade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not only has the end already stolen Decade's cards before, he also made copies of them to have for himself.
So yeah.
Also,
This is
fun fact. Sorry for derailing quickly. Fun little fact: the place where the end showed up in the first episode, or like in episode 1 with Oja, that was where he debuted.
Oh yeah, the scene
all the way back in Decade. So like,
which funnily enough was the Fi's arc of Decade.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is a this is a multifaceted collaboration that's happening. So Tachibana is the president of board. They commissioned George Karizaki to build and design the Zane driver. Then Saiba Nico has to install the program of Kamen Rider Chronicle into it for it to be able to use the other Kamen Rider powers, which are then supplied by the quote-unquote Zane cards, which are, according to this screenshot that Decker posted, a combination of Decade's cards and the Rouse cards from Blade. Even though they are visually identical to the Decade cards, it's like this one image, for example, shows normal Forze's card plus a blank Rouse card equals the Forze Cosmic States card. I don't understand why that's a thing, but that's apparently what we're being told.
I think the Blade cards are sort of taking the Rider cards and enhancing them to be like the fullest potential.
Yeah, and Decker also mentions that on the back of them, instead of the actual Rider's emblem, they all have Zane's emblem on them.
Okay,
which we do see at one point.
Because I was going to mention something about that, but we'll get into it when we talk about his first fight.
So then Nico asks the question we've all been wondering: who is the user for Kamen Rider Zane? And Tachibana's like, well, he should be showing up any second now. Speak of the devil.
And in walks Sakurai Yuto from Deno.
Now, hear me out on this. This is my personal headcanon, and I'm just gonna always think this. I think it's past Sakurai Yuto, like the one that we saw in like the trench coat and the hat.
I don't know for sure if it's that, but we can say for sure that this is not canon Kamen Rider Zeranos because of what happens in the next episode with, you know, how Brain goes, "You're not the one I looked up."
Yeah.
Also, just the biggest factor, there's no Deneb.
Yeah, where's Deneb? If he's the same Yuto.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying it's the past one. Because he also said that he has no emotional attachment.
No, it can't be the past one because the past one had emotional attachments to freaking Ryotoro's sister.
Irie.
Yeah, so this has got to be a different version of him in the multiverse where he doesn't know Ryotaro, nor does he know Irie.
Lane, I like your idea, and you know what would have made me 100% believe that it was? If he had the hat.
Oh.
Can you imagine if he showed up with the hat and trench coat and finally took it off?
Yeah, then that's how they reveal him.
How awesome would that have been if he just walked in wearing the full coat and hat and he takes it off and it's Zero's Zactor and you're like, oh my god, it's the present day one.
Yep.
So damn it. Well, anyways, it's my personal headcanon. I don't give a shit.
So yeah, they at one point they do say, thanks to George, most riders have lent their power. So however they got the Kamen Rider powers into the Zane cards, George was the one who did it.
Wait, I'm wondering if that's why he was going around during the revised mystery special. Because he was going around to see all the riders.
No, you know what it is? We remember how the entire season of Revice we were seeing shots of the riders in tanks?
Yeah.
And then we found out those were clones that he created.
Oh, no.
So George cloned every Kamen Rider and then turned them into cards and handed them off to the Zane team.
You motherfucker.
Oh my god, I figured it out live on the air.
George is the best fucking character in the Kamen Rider ever. I don't care.
And the fact that he's going to return next year as Juga.
Oh
yeah, I know. Yeah, no, one of the last shots we see of George in episode 4 is he's holding the Juga driver, and I was like, oh.
Which, calling it now, SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Juga.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
Fucking love George, man. George is so goddamn awesome. Goddamn.
Goddamn.
I love him.
So, the feature of episode 3, in addition to showing off the identity of Zane, is the return of motherfucking Bono Tenjiro, aka Gold Drive, aka Gourd Drive. As of this special, they never say it, but we can just go ahead and call them Bronze Drive in this form.
Bronze Drive.
I love that he's always like Gold Drive, and they're like, everyone always just questions like, you're not even gold.
You're not gold.
like what happened? Like, I would cry if that's what actually happened to the suit.
They never explain.
So you also have to remember that Bono's VA is Ichigo Kurisaki's VA from Bleach. So he is hamming it up, going full fucking ham on it, and I'm loving every single second of it because I loved Bono and Drive. He was such a fucking fun villain.
Oh, Multi brings up a good point. Between this form, actual Gold Drive, and Drive type High Speed, we now have Gold, Silver, Bronze.
And it's proven. It's proof enough that they keep reusing the base Drive suit because the base Drive suit is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Vegas, I'm glad you picked up on that because I am very happy about Kamen Rider. This series is my reward for having watched Kamen Rider for so long. I've said that several times and I'll say it again.
Okay, so it's actually a completely different suit. Now I'm looking at it because like here's OG Gold Drive.
The helmet is a little different.
The helmet's different. The shoulders are different. The entire chest piece is slightly different.
No, I think the chest piece is the same. It's just different colored.
Oh no! I mean like on the like not the tire itself, but like the yellow parts.
Type High Speed. Where's the real official figure of that?
Oh, I would love Type High Speed.
Oh.
Shall we drive?
So not only do we get Bono back, but we also get Brain back, and oh my god!
And just like Dan, he's also now a human gear for some reason.
And of course, the first time we see him properly, he's just fucking cowering in a fucking corner like a little bitch, because that's what Brain does best.
Think of it this way. Hey, you need to team up with this guy. I mean, the guy that killed me? Fucking nope.
Yeah, nope.
I love that, like, the way Foundation X revived the two of them, they had the actual broken Bono driver, and then for Brain, they just had his glasses.
Oh, you know what would have been the icing on the cake for like is how Zane would have kicked Bono's ass.
Shattered the belt.
Killed him with the signal axe.
Oh my god, that would have been amazing!
That would have been perfect if he just fucking killed him with the same thing that killed him before.
And then you just hear Bono screaming with trauma, like, not again!
Severe PTSD. That would have been so good.
Oh my god!
The belt told me to do so.
Okay, so let's get into Zane's debut quickly.
So yeah, as Bono shows up, he's fighting Horobi, and I love the comments about like, I used to make robots like you. They also sucked.
Yeah, Roid beats were shit.
And then
Garbo.
in walks Kamen Rider Zane.
Oof.
Oh my god, it's so good.
It's a good suit.
I
It's a really good
fucking
suit.
love this suit. It is immediately in my top 5. Give me the figure art. Give me the Zane driver. Why has none of this been announced yet? I want it now!
Because they're going to wait until the series is almost done.
Probably.
So what's cool about this belt is it uses a progress key, which is pretty neat.
It's a remodeled 1000 driver. Like it's based on the 1000 driver, so it takes the same similar progress key on the one side, and then it's got this mechanism on the top where you insert the rider cards, and it fucking shreds them.
Yeah, so it looks like all these rider cards that they've like worked so hard to like get and make, they have one-time use.
Why would it do that? Why would you do that?
You know why I'm think so, and here's why.
Oh!
Here's why. It's because they don't want to make Zane too fucking busted.
No, Multi just answered it in the Discord. It's because it's Zeranos. Every time he used one of his cards to henshin, it would vanish.
Oh fuck!
That's brilliant.
Wow!
I fucking love that. How did I not realize that?
Wow!
Oh my god, this show is so good. I mean, like, logistically and practically, it's fucking stupid, but thematically, narratively, and to show such respect to Zeranos as a character in a power set, that's the most brilliant fucking shit I've heard in my life.
Imagine if they make the toy of this belt and it actually fucking shreds the cards.
That they would never in a million years do that, but if they did, I would absolutely love the flex.
You know they'll make this belt. Someone will buy it, like some customizer, and he'll
mod
actually mod the belt to actually make it shred the cards.
100%.
Motherfuckers.
It's like how I'm still waiting for a dual disc where when you insert the card into the graveyard section, it goes into the freaking dual disc.
Oh yeah. But yeah, holy fucking shit, Zane is a tight suit.
I forgot to mention in episode 0, we also got to see Guy, like Thouser.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was there.
Yep.
He didn't really do anything.
Well, it wasn't his episode. His episode was the second Genmu special.
I know. I already missed Arc 1000. That was a fucking cool suit.
We'll probably see it again in next year's arc of Outsiders when all the Outsiders finally assemble.
So I love the fact that they revived like Gold Drive, like Bono, and he comes back as Bronze Drive, but like technically he's not labeled as a Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
So of course, like they revived him to be part of Team Outsiders, but then even Bono just goes, "Yeah, even I'm a piece of shit. I'm not trusted enough to be in this team.
Even other riders don't acknowledge me."
Yeah, and I'm like, at least you admitted it, so good for you.
And this is not even the first non-rider that they revived, because we got Disaster, and there was no way they knew that he was going to generate his own fucking power set.
Oh, yeah, no, not at all.
Oh, no, that's a plus.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Zane just goes fucking ham on Bono and just destroys him.
We get to see him use Exade Muteki and then Cross Saber, both of their Hisatsus. So those cards are fucking gone. And then, so Bronze Drive's body gets destroyed, but of course he still survives as an AI, which we see in the next episode. And
you know what I realized? Ichi? He used and destroyed 2 final forms that you don't enjoy. You don't like Cross Saber and you don't like Hyper Muteki.
It's true.
So there you go.
Hooray! Shred them!
Get the trash out of there first.
I love that who posted it? Decker posted an image of those cards in the fucking actual shredder.
Oh my god. If I actually see someone shredding like actual decade cards, I'm gonna my heart's gonna skip a beat. Like, don't do that.
Yeah, when Bono is fighting Horobi, he's like, "I would really like it if you didn't delete my internet, pal." And I'm like, is he talking about Arc?
No, and then I like as soon as Bono dies, because of course he's been like uploaded to the fucking internet, he just shows up on a tablet. And I was like, hell yeah. And then he eventually shows up on like Brain's phone. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then I love it. Like Bono's like fucking ranting, complaining and shit on the iPad. And what do they fucking do? They just put him on sleep mode to shut him off. And I'm like, that's so good.
The tablet gets handed off to Eco and he just fucking shuts the tablet off.
Yeah, no, that's so perfect.
And Brain like falls in love with Zane and starts like fanboying over him, and he's like, "Yeah, sorry, I'm not joining Outsiders. I'm gonna go follow Zane." And Eco literally goes, "That's okay. If I need anything that you do, we'll just have Ark hack you." Oh, all right, cool.
Also, we saw Kamen Rider Brain for like a second.
He tanked one hit and then went down.
Yeah, and I was like,
kind of like Chaser.
Oh? Hey.
I'm sorry, I've just been staring at this one image for like the last 10 minutes.
Which one? Oh yeah.
Man, I missed that fucking
Mock
suit.
Chaser. I don't like that suit. Chaser Mock from the series was better.
It's my favorite suit from Drive.
What the fuck? What's wrong with you?
I love the colors of it. I love the matte.
It's cool, I guess.
I need you to understand me. This is me, the guy who loves blue more than anything else. That suit does not look good. Yeah. I'm the bluest boy, and that blue suit does not look good.
No, the only reason why it doesn't work is because it still uses the bottom half of the Chaser suit.
Yeah.
If it was the full mock suit, then Chaser suit, but in that blue and red, it would be nice.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So episode 4, they recap how the riders are falling into the two factions of Zane and the Outsiders. And then
all the title riders have told us to go fuck themselves.
Pretty much. So I like this speech where Yuto comes up to Ecole and Brain, and he gives them this speech about how people who were once evil can be good and vice versa, and then he holds up a bunch of Showa Rider cards. It's like, if you watch Kamen Rider, you'll know.
And I'm just like, no, that's not how that works.
It's a bit of an oversimplification, but I understand what they're going for. It's like Kamen Rider was evil at first, and then he betrayed Shocker.
He wasn't even. He didn't even betray them. It was just a thing of, all right, time for the brainwashing. Oh, power went out. Come on, we're escaping. Oh, okay.
Well, yes, but you know what they're going for.
Yeah, I know. Just sucks that we're not going to get any Showa Riders in here, unless they pull a Shadow Moon.
I don't know. So Yuto brings Brain to board, and I love this little exchange where Horby senses that Brain is a robot.
You were made in a factory, and you decided that you love human emotions. Okay, dude, tone it down.
Cringe.
Tone it the fuck down.
Tone it the fuck down.
I don't like you anymore.
Keep that nerd shit away from me.
So we find out, lo and behold, that Zane's fucking evil. What a surprise.
Yeah, it turns out that there is an actual AI consciousness inside of Zane. It's not just Yuto. And well, this shows up way later, but I looked up the voice of Zane, the AI, Toru Okawa, who funnily enough was the voice of an Imagine from Den-O, the snowman Imagine.
Oh. Okay.
So that's a nice little tie back. But that's at the end of this episode. So this is where we get Tachibana explaining their plan, how he wants to re-release Kamen Rider Chronicle, whereas Nico thought they were only using its program to activate the Zane driver. And that's when Tachibana briefly mentions that there was apparently a card game edition of Kamen Rider Chronicle. And I'm over here going, what a completely missed opportunity for Bandai to actually release a Kamen Rider Chronicle card game.
There's the snowman Imagine.
That's the snowman Imagine. That's the voice of Zane.
Wow.
Time to find out what episode he is from.
And was he defeated by Xeranos?
I don't. Nice. He was defeated by Liner Form, if I remember the wiki right.
Rip.
But yeah,
episode 45.
So it turns out that Tachibana is also corrupted. He wants to re-release Kamen Rider Chronicle publicly, just like they did in Exade, and use that as well as the power of Zane, which was only supposed to exterminate malice and evil, but Tachibana just straight up wants to eradicate humanity.
Yep.
And that is not explained, at least not yet.
What a dick.
Tachibana is now evil for some reason.
Yeah, it's because he was second banana at all Blade.
Sayaka!
Yeah, no, exactly.
And this is where Yuto mentions that he never fought for those he loved as Brain had thought he was. So this is where we start learning that this is not canon Yuto. This is some kind of alternate universe Yuto.
This is another Yuto.
Present Yuto. Oh, the hat. So we also get to see Garen. And I will say,
but before that even happens, Tachibana just pulls a fucking gun right on Nico.
Oh yeah, it's like, I'll cap your ass if you don't fucking give me Chronicle.
Release the game.
But yeah, so we get to see Garen, and I will say the Garen suit is at least held up a little bit better. It's got the yellowing on the top of the helmet.
Here's the thing, though, like. The top part of the Garen horns look fine, so it looks like there's some sort of like layer on the lower part of the Garen helmet horns, and that's the part that yellowed. And I'm like, I feel like we could have done a better job fixing that.
But then I noticed that like Garen's undersuit is like a full like leather undersuit, so he at least that's
he did a better job than Blade.
Yeah, Blades isn't like a blue undersuit with
a purple T-shirt or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, now it's purple.
Yeah.
So we see Garen again. So
yeah,
he starts my favorite.
He starts fighting Arc Zero, who's taking over Horobi again. And then and then Yuto walks up, and we get the Kamen Rider Zane Henshin finally.
It's nice.
Oh, it's so good. And all those portals in the background, I wonder if those locations shown in the portals are of plot relevance.
Just references.
Like, I love that Zane Driver is a combination of 01 tech, Decade tech, Exade tech. It's like the culmination of some of the best Kamen Rider technology in the show's history.
It was all made by our boy George.
But yeah, he gets
George.
Zane Rise, Justice, Judgment, Seigi, Zane, Salvation of Humankind. I fucking love that chime. It's so good.
It is good.
Yeah, and then he uses the King Blade card, and he's about to absolutely shatter Arc Zero, but that's when Brain walks in and takes the hit at the last second. And then Garen, out of nowhere, picks up his King card, and we get the debut of Garen King form, complete with a stock henshin sequence, something Blade never fucking did. Not once!
And can I fucking say, holy shit, is the King Garen suit lovely.
It's so much better than Blade's King form. Those fucking shoulder pauldrons? I love that shit.
And we get the fucking like Garen Rouser turn into like a fucking bigger gun.
Well, yeah, the like King cool. Garen Rouser, I guess it's called. The one thing that I think they should have done to improve this suit is on the King Blade form, each of the pieces of armor has the art of one of his undead because he's fusing with all of them at once. The Garen King form suit doesn't do that. It just has the diamond patterns.
Again, it's because Garen's second banana.
But like, other than that, really good suit.
I think it was one of those things where it's like, hey, make Garen a King form suit. Okay. In budget. Okay.
No.
In budget.
But like, release that fucking Rouser gun, please.
Probably next year, or maybe during Blade's 20th.
Maybe we did get this SC version of Garen King form originally. That's right. He had like a giant ass cannon.
I want King Langle form. That suit, if they ever make it's gonna be fucking gorgeous.
No,
I don't know what happened when I said. I love Langle.
I like that Tachi. Oh shit.
I've seen some like fan interpretations of King Langle that are really good.
Get King Chalice. That'd be cool.
I just say, damn.
Right? Look at that shit.
Woo.
All right.
Yeah, I like that Tachibana was like, this is for my friends. He's like, King Spade, King Diamond, King God, King
Full God. Yeah, let's hear Kenpachi or go fucking full God.
Yep. Yeah, so Garen blasts the shit out of Arc Zero and Horobi goes down. And that's when we see the AI inside the Zane driver take control and declares himself the timeline's savior. And then pulls a fucking Bloodstark, changes his voice to Nico's voice, and tells Sakura to release Chronicle.
Yep.
And then the episode ends with George on a roof with the Juga driver.
Yeah, my boy. Oh.
So what I'm thinking is happening is, I think George realized the mistake of what he's done, because he probably wasn't aware that Zane is gonna do all this evil shit. So he's like, I need to correct my mistake. Time to put on the belt.
Oh, no. Like, as much as it'd be cool to get a new Juga form, it's not going to happen because the Juga driver in, like, Kamen Rider Juga is, in George's eyes, the ultimate Kamen Rider. But, oh my god, what if Zane actually is that ultimate Kamen Rider?
I mean, could be.
Because, no, you know what? Think about it. Maybe that's what the ultimate rider system he was always thinking was, like, designing was the Zane driver.
It is, like, a culmination of several kinds of Kamen Rider powers, so that feels like what he was going for.
Oh my god, I'd believe it, because, like, obviously, like, Juga isn't like the ultimate rider system. It's just it's a rider system that just fits George's, like, aesthetic and his taste.
I don't know if we'll get a new Juga form because Juga is too new, but if we did, that would be interesting.
I'd welcome it. I wouldn't be against it.
I mean, I can see it, but I also can't see it. Where it's like, it'd be cool to get a new form, but then that means we would need to re-release the belt.
No, I feel like they'll just release a new Vice stamp that will have all the sounds contained in it.
Yeah, there you go.
It would nowhere near be the first time they did that.
Now I'm just picturing George as like the professor from the Mewtwo movie. We swore to create the world's most strongest Kamen Rider.
And we succeeded. That's absolutely what's happening.
God damn! Blows up.
Just fucking Zane in the Mewtwo armor.
Yeah, so that was Kamen Rider Outsiders. Pretty awesome shit.
Oh, it was so good, and I can't wait for more! I love it!
Yeah, I know, it'll be cool to watch more of it.
This is my reward for being a Kamen Rider fan, and I'm so happy with it.
Well, hopefully next year we get all the Zane stuff you want.
Yes! Give me Zane!
Yeah, one of the big reasons why we decided to talk about it now is that when episode 4 came out, and it's like, oh, to be continued next year in 2024. I'm like, you know what? I think because the reason why we haven't talked about Outsiders until now was because I thought, okay, it's a mini series. We'll wait till every episode's out.
Mm-hmm.
It just kept going.
This was the most amount of episodes that we could reasonably fit into one episode of Castranger.
So we're like, you know what? Screw it. There's no episodes this week. We're just going to talk about all of Outsiders that came out this year.
Yeah, effectively, this is the end of season 1 of Outsiders, as Multi's saying, and we're going to get more next year. And oh, I cannot wait. It's so good. But here's the thing. I'm wondering if they're going to do more of what they've done with this season and we'll get more returning riders, or if the next part is going to be purely focused on the culmination of the plot, where we're just going to assemble everyone we've got.
I feel like we could probably do 2 or 3 more.
Which begs the question:
2 or 3 more riders.
Who would you want to see come back for the next part of Outsiders?
Okay, this is just me being me. I want an old school Shocker rider.
Wasn't it you who earlier said Sango?
Yeah, like Sango. I know can't really work because of alternate timeline shenanigans. But have like a team of Foundation X members in a quarry somewhere. Like they're dusting away. Found it. And then they find like a little propeller. And it's like, what's that? Our answer. And they put it in their little machine and it resurrects a Shocker rider.
Could be.
Oh my god. Okay, hear me out on this. Ichi's gonna fucking love this. So hear me out. Hear me out. So we already got Bono back. We already got Brain back. What if they Foundation X decides, oh, let's revive Chase?
Oh,
then we bring back
man.
And that's how Chase gets fully revived. And then just bring Mock back into it.
As
and
much-
then you have Mock and Chase back together.
As much as I would love that, Outsiders seems to be specifically targeting evil riders.
Chase was evil at one point.
I feel like they're going to save Chase for a 10-year anniversary drive project. Kind of like how they did with Ankh.
That would be a good thing to do, I think.
They do it. If they next year, if they do it, drive 10 years anything, I'm gonna lose it.
I think Jerry's got it. I think it has to be eternal.
I kind of don't want Eternal because we already brought him back.
Yeah, we brought back Zio. Yeah.
You know what? Here's a curveball. Freaking like get Sabaki back, or not Sabaki.
Kabuki?
Yeah, Kabuki.
Rider.
He's an
know.
ancient rider.
Yeah, he's from like hundreds of years ago.
Or maybe DN gives them some cards and they resurrect from alternate universe. There, that's how they can include the movie Evil Riders. DN hands them cards.
Could be. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think they should bring. I think they should bring Bonjo into this. I think that'd be fun. Just a cross, for shits and gigs. I'm crossing it.
So, like, he's not dead, but I would love Evolt to come back. Orb was in our Discord was saying Evolt, and I'm thinking, like, no, that wouldn't work. He's not dead. But if I remember right, Evolt left the planet at the end of the Cross movie, promising he would come back at full strength. So what if he comes back in Outsiders? Like, I'm back, fuckers! What's up?
Maybe. Yeah. Oh,
who
lots of people that could come back.
Omazeo would be busted. I don't know if Foundation X would dare. I don't think they think even they can't be cocky enough to think they could control Omazeo.
Omazeo would never agree to them.
I don't think they could get Omazeo back because Omazeo got wiped from the timeline.
Specifically White was. I think they can maybe get away with, but I don't think that's big enough. Like, that's not sensational enough to...
Froz? Yeah, Froz.
Yeah, Froz.
Froz. Talk about
maybe alternate universe. What was his name? The secondary rider from X-Aid.
Brave?
Brave?
Yeah, the brown Brave.
Oh, True Brave.
From Show. Yeah, True Brave. Unless that suit's probably gone.
I don't know. I feel like movie exclusive riders are also too low key to be important enough.
Fair.
You know what? I also think they should not.
It needs to be an evil rider who died in the series.
I think just because. Ooh, what about Fua?
Like Vulcan?
Yeah, bring back Vulcan.
Again, we're targeting evil riders.
Oh, okay. Well, how about the rest of MetsuboJinrai.net?
That would be a good one.
Yeah.
Although
bring back all of them.
I think the Metsubo Jinrai movie and all that whole the 01 movie compilation that came after the show is also too fresh. The point of Outsiders is it's got to be a reward for having watched older shows.
Okay.
You know what? I'm putting my final vote in for OG Shocker Rider.
Let's think about shows that are not already included. Because right now, in order to fully understand Outsiders, you again, as I said at the top of the episode, you have to have watched Ryuki, Fai's, Blade, Den-O, Decade. I'll disclude double O's and Forze this time because I only added them because Foundation X. Ghost Drive X80 and Saber Revise.
Kabuto.
I was gonna say Dark Kabuto. I was gonna say Hellbros. Kick and Punch Hopper.
I think Kick and Punch Hopper would fit in with the Outsiders.
That'd be fun.
Someone from double O's or Forze might be good too.
Maybe some villains. Maybe the not the Masquerade. The blue guy that had the blood stain. Freaking.
Oh, Nazca?
Yeah. I feel like he would be nice.
You know what? Because they revived Disaster and Bono, I think they could absolutely get away with Nazca. He's enough of a rider like. White Wizard. White Wizard would be a great one.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yes, absolutely White Wizard.
Bring Sora back.
Oh, fuck.
You know what? Baron.
Oh.
Baron wasn't evil, though.
He was an antagonist. He juggled the role of antagonist, and he would fit in with Yuto, the whole thing, like riders going back between good and evil.
Fuck it, Duke again. Just bring back Ryoma one more time.
Yes, let's do Duke. Duke would absolutely fit in with the Outsiders. He would try to take over the Outsiders.
Yeah, exactly. No, fuck Sid. Sid had his chance. He fucked up bad. Fuck
I'm just picturing all these evil riders fighting each other, and you just have the title riders just sitting on a hill with like snacks, just fuck him.
I feel like Sigurd would fall into a role similar to Brain, where like they'd revive him and he'd just be like so traumatically affected by the way that he died that he'd be completely ineffectual. You know what I mean? Like he'd be too traumatized by the fact that he got fucking squished.
They bring Adele back.
Oh god, no.
What the fuck?
But yeah, so those are all some very good picks, I think.
Japan, the school shooter. Too fresh.
Dark Kiva would be a good one, but it has to be specifically King, not Taiga.
I feel like the cutoff is like anything pre-Revice or post. Yeah, everything before.
Because we're already including Revice, I think, yeah, what you're saying is anything Revice or earlier is included. Geets is too fresh. I don't know about Rogue, because he started as an evil rider, but then was a good rider at the end, and I don't think he died.
What about Mad Rogue?
Oh, Mad Rogue would be a great...
Also not dead.
No, he didn't die.
No, he didn't. Plus, he's just Brain. He's just Brain.
Yeah.
But yeah, Darkiva is also a good one, I think. Anyways, we could talk about this for hours, but we got to wrap up the episode.
Yeah. There you go, Duke. Duke's the ideal choice.
Duke's a good one.
Duke is S tier choice.
Yeah.
Post in the comments what rider you would like to show up in the next chapter of Kamen Rider Outsiders. Anyway, that has been Castranger for this week. Jikai, Radio Sentai Castranger. Oh, fucking no. Next week, we're talking about Dawn Brothers versus the Dawnburys.
I mean, it's the last Dawn Brothers thing we need to talk about, so...
I mean, at first I had Hurricaneger in there, but then I was like, nah, let's do Dawnburys just to get it over with.
Apparently in the Dawn Brothers, like, timeline, it's before, like, the final battle. So...
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit, this is canon.
Yeah, apparently it's canon.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Vegas, that's right, Sufferichi.
I spent this...
Your boy Sonoi in it. Sonoi's in it. He's not dead. There you go. Got Anyway,
I'm going to also shout out our currently active patrons, which of course include includes Blaze, Armorhide, Sentai VT, Midas the Fool, and Zachary Cook. Thank you again for supporting us. I read the name that's on the list of patrons. So if you want me to say something different, then change it on Patreon.
Yeah, change it to Vegas.
All right. Well, thank you again for listening, watching, liking, favoring, sharing, subscribing, hitting the bell, and being awesome. Thank you for joining us for this episode where I get to fanboy and geek out about Rider lore. Yeah, and we'll see you next time.
Stay outsiders.
No, I'm gonna stay inside.
Stay Sentai.
All right, bye bye.